ABC's Wide World of Sports, home of the World and U.S. Figure Skating Championships.
The dream begins so young, of golden medals and brilliant memories. Tonight, dreams of Olympic proportions will be realized at the U.S. Nationals. One has already dominated this national stage, winning 5 times. But this, perhaps her most significant year, has also been her most troubling. The era of invincibility has faded in the midst of hungry new challengers.
Hughes.
The determined teenager stood atop the medal platform at Skate Canada as Michelle watched from 3rd place. Sarah Hughes, last year's silver medalist, is primed to take that next big step. Striving for that next level, 2 women.
Sasha, Cohen.
2 years ago, Sasha Cohen skated to a silver medal. Can she return to the podium?
I have 4 minutes, 1 chance, and I know that I can't redo it.
And can Angela Nikodinov persevere to prove that her time is now? While all will be chasing Michelle Kwan is chasing history. 1 more gold medal will elevate her past those who have won 5 titles. Peggy Fleming, Janet Lynn, and Tenley Albright.
When I step onto the ice at Nationals this year, I'm just gonna let it go.
They have all dreamed big, and now they're ready to reap the rewards. With a spot on the Olympic team at stake, some will soon celebrate while others lament. The U.S. National Championships are next.
The road to Salt Lake City begins in Los Angeles with the Olympics only a month away. America's finest are about to skate for national titles and a trip to Salt Lake. As we welcome you inside Staples Center here in downtown LA for our coverage of the 2002 State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships. The pairs and the ladies skating for gold tonight in LA. And hi, everybody. I'm Terry Gannon. Hopefully you were with us Thursday night for a men's final that went right down to the wire. And it was a clash of generations, if you will, with the older generation winning. The veteran, 30-year-old Todd Eldridge captured his 6th U.S. title. Timothy Gable got the silver and Michael Weiss the bronze. And those are the 3 that will represent the U.S. at the Olympics in Salt Lake City. Tonight, we find out who'll represent the U.S. in pairs and in ladies. And later on, we've got live coverage of the ladies free skate. 2 spots available for the pairs and 3 for the ladies at the Olympics. We welcome in 5-time national champion Peggy Fleming right now. And Peggy, certainly all the focus on Michelle Kwan, and hasn't been her best year, but she's answered the call here in LA so far.
Well, Terry, there has been a lot of media flap about Michelle Kwan leaving her coach in an Olympic year. She's only had 1 victory since leaving Frank Carroll in October. But guess what? Last season at this point, she only had 1 victory with a coach. And she came back to win this title and bury the competition at Worlds. This is the Olympic trials. The games are 28 days away, and that's a lot of pressure. But guess what? Michelle Kwan is fueled by pressure. But with 3 incredibly talented Cinderellas streaking up the ice behind her, this may be Michelle's toughest nationals ever.
Michelle Kwan trying to win her 6th U.S. championship. Here's a man who won 7 U.S. titles throughout his career, Mr. Dick Button. What about the competition here, the field? If you took the top 4 ladies here, outside of Arina Slutskaya of Russia, they could be the top 4 at the Olympics, but the U.S. can only send 3 to the Olympic Games.
Well, I think what you're really saying is that here we go with what is arguably the best and the deepest and the most accomplished women's field ever. I mean, first there's Michelle Kwan, whose skating is just luminous with joy, and Sarah Hughes with triple superiority and a sophistication that's kind of hard to imagine in a 16-year-old. And Angela Nikodinov, who has a layback spin to die for and skates with silky ease. And finally, there's that little firecracker, 17-year-old Sasha Cohen, who has the best back, the most stretched legs, and the finest classical technique, all of which is infused with muscular tension. Now, remember one thing, the U.S. Nationals have long been known to be the most difficult event to win. But any of these ladies would make a worthy Olympic champion. We've just never had a field so strong and so deep. Now, maybe I'm getting carried away with enthusiasm for these delicious young things, but then I've only been watching this sport for 60-odd years, and I guess as my own mother used to say, there's no fool like an old fool.
You said it. I did.
You bet I said it.
The road to the championship got underway Thursday here in L.A. for the ladies. It was an incredible short program.
It's only 29 days until the pairs competition gets underway at the Olympic Games, and tonight in Los Angeles we find out who will represent the U.S. in Salt Lake City as the action continues inside Staples Center here in downtown L.A. The pairs gold medal on the line, and 2 spots are available on the U.S. Olympic team. Along with Dick Button, Peggy Fleming, and Peter Carruthers, I'm Terry Gannon. On the ice warming up, a look at the 2-time and reigning U.S. champions, Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman, the leaders after the short program. This is their 4th season together. This has been their best year. They captured 3 medals in the Grand Prix Series. In second place right behind them, Stephanie Kalsavich and Erin Parcham, a young team on the move. 2 years ago, the U.S. Junior champs. Last year, 4th at the Senior Nationals. Tiffany Scott, Philip Dulabon. They made the U.S. World Team last year with the silver medal at Nationals. They placed 11th at the World Championships. They're in 3rd. And right behind them, the 99 U.S. champions Danielle and Steve Hartzell, the brother-sister team. Since that national championship, though, they've struggled, much of that due to injuries, and Steve is banged up this week here in L.A. So your standings after the short program: on top, no surprise, Ina and Zimmerman ahead of Kalsavich and Parcham. Then it's Scott and Dulabon ahead of the Hartzels. Well, and there is Danielle Hartzell and her brother Steve. During the warm-up here, they've made their way over to the boards. This doesn't look good, Dick.
I know they're talking to Joe Driano, the referee of the event, and obviously he has just, I think, concluded what he feels is his condition, which has not been good.
Earlier this week, on Monday, Steve Hartzell suffered a groin injury, and he's been battling that throughout the week, and obviously he feels like he can't go.
Well, there's a danger point here, too. You know, he could go on his own and only risk hurting himself, but remember, when he gets her up into a balanced lift, he endangers her life if he's not capable.
Well, we see a lot of triumphant moments, and we talk a lot about Olympic dreams coming true. This is the flip side.
Well, they have been plagued by a lot of injuries. I mean, there was one point where he had a broken toe. Another time he suffered a really terrifying fall, and she fractured her kneecap at one point. It's been a tough scene for them.
That's heartbreaking. Brother-sister team, how many times do you think they've sat at the dinner table and talked about making it to the Olympics, and now it won't come true? Well, that's a longtime friend of theirs, Margaret Faulkner, who's a USFSA judge. Obviously broken up. Peter Carruthers is standing by right now to have a word with them.
Some big disappointment here, Stephen. You have to withdraw. What's up?
I aggravated my groin muscle earlier in the weekend. At the beginning of the week, it felt like it was getting better, but it's gotten progressively worse the last couple of days. I've taken a couple shots for it, and it's not responding. I just don't feel like I can plant my foot, and I don't want to risk injuring one of us out here, so we're going to be forced to withdraw.
Very emotional, isn't it, Danielle? I mean, you've worked hard, but you have to do what's right here for the injury, I'm sure.
I just feel like we've been through so much, and we've worked so hard, and I feel like we could have really done it, but it's best to be safe.
Well, take
then about our skating.
Absolutely. Well, take care of that injury, and we wish you the best of luck. Terry, back to you.
Well, Peter, they've dealt with injuries, they've dealt with adversity, but this, no doubt, the low moment in their career. That's devastating. So, on the ice, warming up, getting set to go, Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman trying to defend their title here at the National Championship. They'll skate when we come back to Los Angeles.
Kitty and Peter Carruthers were one of the most decorated pairs teams in American history. They skated their way to 4 U.S. national championships, but their crowning achievement was capturing the silver medal at the 1984 Olympic Games, still the highest finish of any American pairs team in history.
She represents Skating Club of New York in New York City, and he, Birmingham Figure Skating Club in Birmingham, Alabama. Welcome, Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman.
They are not only trying to win their 3rd consecutive U.S. championship, but get to the Olympic Games where they have a realistic chance to stand on the podium. That's how good this year has been for Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman.
Now, the interesting thing is they are skating to music, a rhapsody on a theme of Paganini by Rachmaninoff. It's a redone program from Andrew Lloyd Webber's Variations on a Theme of Paganini. They had trouble with that, and this is supposedly improved.
Not yet. Bit of a delay in the music.
I think that's the reason for the delay in the music is that they had the recordings up for Hartzell and Hartzell, who have withdrawn, and as a result of that, they're now searching for the music to be able to get them
again, Kyoko Ina
ready to
and
start.
John Zimmerman.
You've talked about this, taking the edge off sometimes, taking the nerves away.
It's a wonderful thing. You can't help, but you can't sustain that clutch in your throat and in your heart.
Well, John has said that she is the technician and I'm the artist, and it's taken a while for this team to finally come together, but they have had the greatest season ever so far. They're opening with side-by-side triple toe loops. She only did a double.
And he fell out of it. And that's been their problem. Their downfall so far is that they haven't been able to be solid on the side-by-side individual jumps. You know, they've improved their energy, they've improved their excitement over the past 2 years. This side-by-side star flip out. They were two skaters that were really diametrically opposite. She much tighter, better technically, and very formalized. He very flamboyant. Now they've come together a great deal. Look at this throw, triple loop. Very neat, very clean.
They were different in many ways. He's from Alabama. She's from the New York area. Actually was born in Japan, Kyoko was. Trying to become the first pairs team to win 3 straight U.S. titles since Jenny Mino and Todd Sand did it in '96. And she is trying to win her 9th consecutive medal at the U.S. Championships.
Good rotational unison there.
Now watch this lift coming up. It's called a candle lift. Watch how he presses her up in the air, and he does a spread eagle position. Very nicely done, very steady. Very confident, and watch this flip over and flipping out. Beautiful.
How I remember how often she would skate without smiling, without cracking a smile, and now it's so much looser and so much nicer to see.
She touched down on that landing of the throw, triple sow cow.
Star lift, side position.
He stumbled a little bit going into this final pair combination spin.
This is just not powerful enough for them to end their program with this spin. Although this position usually gets an audience reaction.
But not as fast a turning spin as they usually do.
Well, some very interesting improvements in this program. They've worked on it over the fall, and it's gotten to be a much better state at this championship. Although they did have some problems with the side-by-side triple toes. He fell out of one, she doubled the other. But overall, an improved energy and excitement over what they've had over the past 2 years. They have a good chance for a medal at Salt Lake.
They're trying to win their 3rd straight U.S. gold medal. She is trying to win her 5th gold medal at Nationals. Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman.
Now, side-by-side triple toes are difficult enough for anybody, but to do them in conjunction with another person makes it even harder. He fell out of it, she doubled it. And in this throw triple loop, watch him lift her into the air. Look at the height she gets, the good tight legs. Right there, though, she lands in a lovely position. Nice curving back outside edge. That was fine. And this throw motion shows you the throw loop that he lifts her into. The back edge you can see there. She's in the air here. The feet stretched down. They're crossed. A little bit wrapped. Could be tighter. But the landing just fine. And the back position, the back layout, just fine.
And here's a look at the panel of judges. Sometimes in international competition we see a panel of 7, but throughout the nationals there'll be panels of 9 in every discipline. And there are requirements in the free skate for the pairs. Perhaps the throw jumps are the most spectacular element in this free skate.
5.7.
They're coached, of course, by Tamara Moskvina, legendary Russian coach. The first set of marks in the 5.7, 5.8 range.
Well, those seem like very generous marks. They had some
remember, they're comparative.
big mistakes, technically.
Second set, now those are extremely high.
Yes, I guess they really like this new version of this music and this number, but well, I don't know if I agree. I mean, I thought the other version was better, but I guess that's a matter of taste.
Well received by the judges and the crowd here. Kyoko Ina, John Zimmerman on their way perhaps to their 3rd U.S. title. Up next, the team right behind them, Stephanie Kalsavich and Aaron Parcham. They could be going to Salt Lake City. They'll take the ice in a moment.
For Stephanie Kalsavich and Aaron Parcham.
The gold medal and 2 spots on the Olympic team at stake here in the pairs free skate as Stephanie Kalsavich and Aaron Parcham take the ice, currently in 2nd place after the short program.
And this team has great energy, but a very ambitious program planned. They have side-by-side triple sow cows, a more difficult triple than a triple toe, which we're seeing the other teams do.
They're well matched physically. Watch first the toe pick, the split, and then the turn. He set her down just slightly heavily. Good distance on that.
Stephanie's 17 years old from the Detroit area. Erin is 24 from Chicago.
And here are these side-by-side triple Salchows. Oh.
Now she
That's
fell,
too bad.
and he doubled out of it or fell out of it. Very nicely extended free leg and beautifully set down. Very slow and steady set down, and that was really a first-rate lift.
You know, it was funny to listen to Stephanie earlier this week. She was so excited because the women's locker room here is the one used by the Lakers. And she's a huge Shaquille O'Neal fan. And Erin was kind of disappointed because the men are in the Clippers locker room. Clippers are pretty good these days.
Nice parallel position.
Well, they look very confident together, very smooth. Good timing. This is a throw triple Salchow, back inside edge takeoff. Very easy, very light, confident landing. Now watch this lift coming up. He goes into a spread eagle.
Wonderful posture.
Oh, that is great. A great position for her in the air. And now again, these side-by-side triple Salchows will attempt again. And they only did a double.
Interesting entrance into this death spiral.
Very difficult ending to hold that when you're tired after a 4-minute program. But I really liked them. I thought they exuded a lot of confidence, very smooth edging, and I thought they were very refreshing.
They're well matched. They're steady, and the interesting thing was that they didn't attempt more than they're capable of. They are developing beautifully, and they did not overdo. They did not try to go beyond what their capabilities were, and that's a very interesting and important thing in skating well. Now, these side-by-side triples show the difficulty of triple revolutions on single skaters. She fell down, fell out of it, double footing it, and he put his hand down. Now look at this swan lip. Watch first her posture. The legs beautifully positioned, her back exquisitely arched, and he goes into a spread eagle position, which is exceedingly difficult as well as being dangerous. That was a first-rate lift.
That is marked for technical merit for Stephanie Kalasavage and Aaron Parcham.
Right about now.
5.4, 5.4, 5.5. 5.6, 5.6.
They certainly didn't hurt themselves in that battle for the second spot. 5.4 to 5.6 the first set. And there's Jason Dungeon behind them, one of their coaches. He, of course, won 2 national titles with Kyoko Ina.
You know, the wonderful thing about this is that whatever they did here, they helped themselves tremendously in the sport of pair skating. They presented a controlled, mature performance. They're beautifully matched, and it was a very, very first-rate job all the way around, and that will stand them in good stead for a long time to come.
Don't forget, the ladies are still to come. We'll have live coverage of their free skate. Michelle Kwan is in the building. She's the leader after the short program, but she'll have plenty of competition tonight. But when we come back, Tiffany Scott and Philip Dulabon trying to win their 3rd straight silver medal at the national championships. If they can do so, they'll go to Salt Lake City. They'll skate after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Warming up, jogging backstage in 2nd place after the short program, right behind Kwan. And Sarah Hughes working the rope. She's in 3rd place. Remember, 3 spots are available for the ladies. They'll take the ice in just a little bit. So far, Kyoko Ina, John Zimmerman have the lead over Stephanie Kalsavich and Aaron Parcham. The battle for that 2nd spot, really the critical aspect of what's taking place right now here in the pairs free skate. And here is a team that is right in the thick of things. Tiffany Scott, Philip Dulabon, currently in 3rd place after the short program. Tiffany, 24 years of age from Massachusetts. Philip, 28 from Germantown, Maryland.
And they've only been back training for this national championship for 2 months. And this is the first competition of the season for them. Opening jump is a side-by-side triple toe loops. And he doubled and she fell.
No team that we've seen has been able to pull those off.
Well, they're very rough to do because you have to go on the same timing, and it's a very difficult jump just doing it alone without having to do the timing of your partner. That was a rough exit to that triple twist, too.
See, basically, I think they need more maturity, more finishing, more timing to, you know, that these moves can work better for them because they're both very talented. They're well matched physically as well. Now watch the flip dismount.
Didn't catch that camel spin very tightly.
And out goes the music.
And back in goes the music. That was a beautiful throw, triple sow cow. Shows they're really focused.
This team has won the silver medal the past 2 seasons at Nationals, right behind Ina and Zimmerman. If they are able to do that again, they'll go to Salt Lake.
This just doesn't seem to be gelling in this part quite as well as it should be.
Well, they've only been back in training for 2 months for this championship. I don't know if they've really had quite enough time to make this really blend like it can.
One of the problems with this program, I think, is that there's much the same pace, both musically and choreographically, throughout the whole program. That kind of makes it difficult for them to show highs and lows and beginnings, middles, and ends. A helicopter lift. Not particularly good position.
Well, what do you think? Kelsavich and Parcham or Scott and Dulabon for that second spot?
I would think that probably this pair, but you know, I can't tell you, I can't put myself in the place of the judge's mind. They had some very nice quality, some very nice wonderfully curved lifts, you know, edges coming out of lifts, and her positions were very nice. But then they also had some major errors throughout.
It's going to be awfully close, I think.
I think it's going to be very close.
Absolutely. Kyoko Ina, John Zimmerman, though, they've got to feel very relaxed right now and pretty secure on top of the standings. There they are. They don't look that relaxed, but they got to believe that they have just captured the gold medal. They're the current leaders. We shall see. Kelsavich and Parcham, though, nail-biting time. Will they go to Salt Lake? Will it be Scott and Dulabon? We'll come back to find out. Right here, good look at the Santa Monica Pier. Just about 25 minutes west of here. Great tourist attraction, amusement park down there, and the end of the road for Forrest Gump, too. Don't forget our coverage of the State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships continues next Sunday. America's best dance teams out on the ice, including Naomi Lang and Peter Chernishev. They'll compete for the 2 available spots on the Olympic team. 2 Eastern, 3 Pacific on ABC. Backstage, Ina and Zimmerman with their coach, Tamara Moskvina, just having a chat. Got to feel pretty secure that they're going to remain atop the leaderboard and win their 3rd straight gold medal. However, Kelsavich and Parcham, well, they're pacing backstage, although Stephanie's having fun at this moment. They're all waiting for the marks for Scott and Dulabon. Which 2 will go to Salt Lake City?
It's really a tough choice. Both are good. Both had certain problems. Both have great potential. Now, on these side-by-side triple toes, watch what happens when they're not secure in what they're doing. They both go into the air. He is already way out. She falls and he doubles.
You know, Dick, you can't lose sight of the fact that all of these skaters have put in so much time. I mean, Tiffany Scott, Philip Dulabon for years worked part-time jobs just to be able to keep skating, have enough money to do it, and try to make a run at the Olympics. Here you go. First set. 5.3, that low mark.
But right across the barrier, they're very close marks. Very close marks.
Up to 5.7, so that's higher than Kelsavich and Parcham. And now the presentation marks, and those are higher as well.
Yeah,
See, it's a steady,
it was very close.
It's a very steady row of marks. I think what the judges are seeing is a More complicated pair program.
They've just realized that they'll be going to Salt Lake City. Kelsavich and Parcham got to be disappointed. He's on the cell phone sending out the word. But Kyoko Ina, John Zimmerman for the third straight year. They'll wear the gold medal at the U.S. National Championships. Scott and Dulabon for the third straight year captured the silver medal.
And once again, Ron Ludington has a pair in the Olympics.
Good for him.
Coach Kitty and Peter Carruthers in '84 to the silver medal.
And of course, Carl Kurtz too.
Yep. The final results, Ina and Zimmerman on top for Kyoko, her 9th straight medal at the national championships, her 5th gold medal, and 3rd with John Zimmerman. Scott and Dulabon, the silver medalists for the 3rd straight year. Kelsavich and Parcham have to settle for the bronze. And the other top names here in Los Angeles. Peter is with the winners now.
Kyoko, you pick up your 5th U.S. pair title. What's that like for you?
I don't know. It's incredible. I was just talking with John. He's got his 3rd, and I'm on my 5th, and I don't know, each time it's exciting, and I can't describe it.
Well, you've been to the Olympics before, but you're going to march in the opening ceremonies. What do you think about that?
I can't believe it. It's, it's the dream come true. I'm very excited, and I'm happy to be with Kyoko, who's done this before, and she can help me show me the ropes.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Terry?
Still ahead, live coverage of the ladies free skate. We'll find out if Michelle Kwan can win her 6th U.S. national title. The city of Los Angeles, one chance for the ladies to make it to Salt Lake City. 3 spots available. And inside Staples Center, better than 18,000 on hand. The 2nd largest crowd ever for the ladies final here at the State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships. The gold medal on the line. And the standings after the short program, Michelle Kwan has the lead. She was brilliant in the short program. So was Sasha Cohen, though. She's right behind. Sarah Hughes is in 3rd, and Angela Nikodinov is currently in 4th. The top 3 control their own destiny. Hi again, everybody. Terry Gannon back with Dick Button and Peggy Fleming. And Dick, I haven't seen you this excited since Harvard beat Yale, I think.
Well, they couldn't do flying sit spins like those skaters can, I'll tell you.
You make a point. Michelle Kwan, the leader after the short program, looking for her 6th national title.
Well, this is sensational. I mean, if she only can remember to keep her energy going, to keep her attack, to keep the feeling of joy that just makes us all love every move that she does. And it would help if she did a triple-triple combination, but even if she doesn't, don't worry about it. Remember one other thing, she's the first to skate, so understand there may not be as many high marks as you would otherwise expect.
That'll be a disadvantage. How about Sasha Cohen in 2nd place, the 17-year-old from nearby Laguna Niguel, California?
Well, she has certainly stirred up the pot here. Just a magnificent stylist and a magnificent jumper, but she has to stay focused and steady. She cannot do anything that's unplanned or foolish, like trying to be the first woman to do a quadruple jump when she tried to do a quadruple salto at Skate America and blew off the rest of her program.
Peggy, what about Sarah Hughes? She said after the short program it was the best of the year so far, but she's in 3rd.
Well, she wants to keep moving up the ladder, and she wants that gold. She was 2nd here last year, and she is one of the ladies trying one of the hardest triple combinations in this ladies field. And she brought her coach to tears after the short program, and she does have the ability to bring that magic to the audience as well.
And Angela Nikodinov from nearby San Pedro, another one of the local products, the U.S. bronze medalist from last year. She's had to deal with the death of her coach, Elena Cherkasskaya, this season.
Last year at Nationals, she was absolutely breathtaking, and she proved to the judges, and most importantly, she proved it to herself that she can do this. And she skated an elegant short program here, and it would mean so much to her after her coach's death to make that Olympic team.
And Ann-Patrice McDonough in this final group, 16 years of age from Colorado Springs. She's in 5th right now, but remember, Michael Weiss was in 5th after the short program, and he stands on the podium as a medalist here at the Nationals and will go to the Olympics in Salt Lake. So she still has a chance. And Jenny Kirk, the 17-year-old from Newton, Massachusetts, the 2000 World Junior Champion, also in this group. Of course, though, the focus on Michelle Kwan. She's been a personification of class in the face of intense scrutiny since she was 13 years of age. And now she searches for her own satisfaction and is doing so in her own unique way. Throughout her illustrious career, Michelle Kwan has been a consistent champion, winning 4 world titles, 5 national titles, and receiving more perfect sixes at nationals than any other skater in U.S. history. She's earned her place among skating's elite. But after finishing second to Tara Lipinski in the '98 games, she decided to continue her quest for the one jewel still missing from her crown, Olympic gold.
I think in the long run, I've made the right decision in staying amateur because I think it keeps me going, keeps me motivated, keeps me on the ball.
But those who motivated Kwan in the past are now gone. Over the summer, Kwan ended her relationship with choreographer Lori Nickel and began working with the LA-based Sarah Karahawa. Then, in an unprecedented move, she fired her longtime coach Frank Carroll and decided to go it alone.
She came to me and tried to describe her feelings and said that she felt that she needed to get out there and do it by herself, that she needed to take responsibility for her skating herself and to not depend on anyone, but to be strong enough to go out there and win on her own.
Without a coach, people are going to look and say, oh, what's she doing? She's coachless. But if you really think about it, every skater is alone on the ice.
If there was ever a time to doubt her decision, it was after Skate Canada, where she finished 3rd. But Kwan will compete here without a coach. And even though she has a history of excellence at this competition, no skater in memory has won the U.S. title skating alone.
Nationals is always a difficult competition because people are trying to qualify to the World Championships. And this year, people are trying to qualify for the Olympics. So for me, I think the pressure in my mind is not so much trying to qualify, but trying to skate my very best.
We may well see Michelle Kwan skating with her heart in what could well be her last appearance at the U.S. Nationals, an event that has been the site of so many of her most poignant moments. This year, in her hometown of Los Angeles, she'd like to hear the national anthem played for her once more.
When I'm standing on the podium and I hear the national anthem, there's a lot of things that go through my mind. I mean, my family, my friends, flashbacks of when I was younger, training every day in the morning, the competitions that went well, the competitions that didn't go so well, and just proud to be American.
Can she do what no skater has done, win here and at the Olympics with no coach? We'll see. Here's the order in which they'll skate. It's by random draw. Some people say go ahead and have them skate in reverse order of their standings, but it's still by random draw. Their age is on the right side of the screen. And Michelle Kwan, that's certainly a disadvantage, skating first, right before Nikodinov and then Cohen. Guys, your final thoughts?
Well, you know, I think this short, if it's any indication that in the short program, everyone skated so well. I don't think they want to leave any room at the top. They all want to go to the Olympics. And I think it's going to be a real battle, both technically and artistically. These are very talented skaters.
Look, there are 2 lines, 2 levels here. Number one, you've got to be able to have, first of all, energy, attack, strength, and push. And on top of that, you've got to lend confidence, security, and calmness. If you can keep those 2 together, you'll make it. If you don't, there have been more championships won by the skater that didn't make a mistake than any other.
Hard to pick a home team here. 3 of the top 4 are from the LA area as we get set to go. The gold medal about to be decided. The championship ladies free skate.
Representing the Los Angeles remember, the first skater, the judges have to give lower marks in order to allow for the rest of the skaters to come in should they be better. We might see lower marks here, but that doesn't mean that they don't consider her either the best or not. It's a very clear picture. Remember, it's placing the skater in the lineup more than it is what mark they give them.
Just a moment ago, you heard the reception from Michelle Kwan, the 21-year-old from nearby Torrance.
And Dick, you made a comment in the short program that I think is very telling. This audience felt like it owned her when she was on the ice.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen an audience more with a skater in their heart than they have with Michelle. She has been a lady. She has been a true competitor. She's been a wonderful person for many years.
Michelle will set the tone of this championship here. She will set the pace, opening with a triple loop. Very nice.
One of the questions is whether she'll raise her technical level by doing a double, triple combination, a triple combination right here. Triple toe loop, double toe loop. Did not attempt it. Didn't have to.
Triple Lutz double loop. Yeah. That was wonderful. She took her time on each one of those jumps. Very focused. Now it looks like she's relaxing a little bit more, smiling. She does need to bring energy to this program.
She's won 4 titles in a row. Her first was in '96. She has won since '98.
Double flip, double axel instead. This is the double, triple flip, triple flip. Beautiful exit. That curving edge coming out was just exquisite.
Triple Salchow, very light, very easy. Now this trademark move of hers is inside spiral. Audience absolutely loves this. Very strong at the end of this program. Now
good
she's
speed.
Really coming alive.
Yes, really good speed. And look at this right here. This half falling leaf split. Two of them, one of my favorite positions.
Wonderful.
She didn't go anywhere. She's right here. For all the critics out there who said, where's Michelle Kwan this season? Well, she's back. They were out of their seats before the program ended.
She is so solid. You know, 6 triple jumps in this program.
It does not matter whether she wins or doesn't. She's won for herself. And what a pleasure it is to see her skate that perfect program. Good for you. Good for you.
I think she's got a feeling of relief finally that the pressure is off her.
So does Danny Kwan.
Danny Kwan with a standing ovation of his own. Her mom Estella is here, but she's up watching in the stands, or maybe watching. She might be hiding right now. What a performance. She has not lost at the Nationals since '97 when Tara Lipinski beat her.
And here was her attempt at this triple toe. There she goes up on the first triple, and she goes for the second one and just does a double. But very nice, had a nice running edge out of that second double toe. And here was the triple Lutz double loop. Very solid, nice speed in between and right up into the double loop. And here was a look at her triple flip in the middle of the program. She taps in very, very solid, very light on the landing. Wonderful. She's coaching her dad on how to wave to the crowd.
You know, she was just getting started in the last 20 seconds of that program or so. She was stronger than she was at the beginning.
She kept up the speed. That's the difficult thing to do, and keep up that energy.
Well, the panel of 9 judges with a tough decision here now, because when you talk about giving out high marks, she was the first skater, and it's tough to do. Perfect 6s in her career. Oh, that's all. 25 of them. She blows the field away. I mean, Brian Boitano is the next with 9. Unbelievable.
She is one of a kind.
And here are the judges' marks for Michelle Kwan for technical merit.
So now the first set of marks for technical merit.
But you understand something. By putting her here with a 5.7 or a 5.8, they are giving the judges, saving for himself at least 3 places that he can put another plate skater higher. These are wonderful, wonderful marks, just the same.
Hey, Dick, forget leaving room. Look at these.
Wow.
2 perfect 6.0s.
Well, there you go.
And the crowd now just seeing them.
Now, 2 of those judges, number 2 and number 8, have already said they are putting her in first place for this mark, no matter what comes after it. But they have space in the other mark to bring the next skater up if they want to.
There still is room, but not much.
Boy, is this a complicated system, a difficult way to judge, impossible for these people to make decisions and try to figure out all the small points. But the best one usually does win.
Now, try to follow that. It's up to Angela Nikodinov to do just that. 21 years of age. From San Pedro, so she does also have the crowd on her side. In 4th place after the short program, certainly with a chance to medal here, certainly with a chance to go to Salt Lake City. So an extremely important 4 minutes now for Angela Nikodinov.
Well, Angela has said all week, I wanted to live up to everyone's expectations, and I wanted to prove that I am strong.
Magnificent flow, liquid movement across the ice. This a triple Lutz combination. Triple Lutz double toe. First rate, absolutely wonderful. Look at how easy those were. Very gentle.
And there's a real nice naturalness about her jumps. Beautiful double axel, nice running edge out of the jumps. Wonderful position on the flying camel with the arms in the back.
this ladies free skate, 4 minutes long, worth 2/3 of the overall score. 3 spots available on the Olympic team.
Magnificent spins in skating. Look at that position.
The way she interprets this music is so beautifully done. She really feels this music, and I think the influence of Elena Churchevskaya is still there in every move she makes.
That was a double instead of a triple, Salchow. She's always had to maintain her focus and to keep the strength and the character. She can only do that through the rest of this. Triple Lutz, double Lutz. Toe, double toe. The fact that she has doubled the last 3 triples is not going to help her in any way. Final combination spin.
Oh, that's so disappointing. So disappointing.
She is probably one of the most exquisite skaters that we've seen in this country in a very long period of time. Her problem has always been to maintain the focus, to maintain the energy, and all of the zing that goes with it.
Not out of the running yet, though, for a top 3 spot. We'll have her marks when we come back, and then Sasha Cohen takes the ice, the silver medal. Backstage, Peter Carruthers is with Michelle Kwan right now. Peter?
Michelle, extraordinary performance. You didn't have enough 6.0s, 25 and all, so you got 2 more tonight. What a great performance. Did you feel great out there?
I felt awesome. I felt the crowd. I felt my feet under me. You know, I skated first, so it was right after warm-up. I had to get like 1 second around the ice to catch my breath and just let it go.
Well, you certainly did let it go. Congratulations on a good performance.
Thanks,
Terry?
All right, Peter, it was a great performance as Angela Nikodinov awaits her marks with her coach, Frank Carroll, Michelle's former coach.
Now, look at this triple Lutz, the opening move. Wonderful height, straight legs, steady rise into the double toe. You know, that was just as good as any that we've seen. And here, though, we see the problems that come up in this triple loop. 1, 2, 3. And right there, she doesn't hold the landing. She isn't standing up straight enough, leaning too far to the center of the circle and falls. What a shame.
We hadn't really seen her do that in a while.
No, and I think once she fell, she couldn't, you know, get back into that focus. You know, when you have a mistake like that in the program, you really need to let it go and get back on your focus and back on your feet again.
The first set now, there they are.
You know,
the low mark.
She moves with such liquid grace. It's really a phenomenal way that she skates over the ice. She always is pleasing to see. And I think you'll see that reflected here in the presentation mark. Much higher, 5.7s.
Up to those 5.7s, the 5.5, the low mark. So Angela Nikodinov currently in 2nd place, right behind Michelle Kwan. So we'll have to wait, watch, and bite her nails, no doubt.
Here to compete on behalf of the Orange County Figure Skating Club, Costa Mesa, California, please welcome Sasha Cohen.
Sasha Cohen taking the ice. You saw her coach a moment ago, John Nix, who said after that short program performance, all is forgiven. And someone said, what do you have to forgive her? He said, oh, plenty.
Oh. You don't want to know, is what he said.
She does things her own way.
Well, she skates to Carmen, and she brings a lot of wonderful moves. She brings a lot of drama and tension to this program and a lot of attitude.
Did you see how she stepped up into that and led with her free leg? That's a wonderful height context right there.
And this may be a triple Lutz, triple toe combination. Very difficult. Triple Lutz, double toe.
She's playing it safe. Now that's smart. This triple flip combination. I think there was the slightest bit of a double toe there, a double toe loop, a double-footed double toe loop.
Her landings look very determined.
This is so far exquisite skating.
She has wonderful posture and style.
Jump, and thank heaven she pulled out of that one. A little tough to hold on to there, but this skating has been just brilliant so far.
And this move coming up, the Sasha spiral. Watch, this extension is exquisite, and watch her turn and go forward. Such control, such stretch.
Straight line footwork. It's essential now she remain in focus for the rest of this program. Salchow.
I think she touched down with her hand on that landing.
Final thing, a combination spin. Sit spin. Lay back. Back spin. Back sit spin. Catch foot position. Now watch this extension just move right into her body. And a final forward scratch blur spin. You don't see these very often. Nice and steady.
That was extremely strong. A lot of drama and a lot of good skating. She landed 6 triples, just the same as Michelle Kwan.
But there's a very interesting story here in the last 15 seconds of the program. She lost focus. She changed, I think, she changed certainly from what had been planned earlier, putting in a triple Salchow and taking out 2 split jumps. Whatever it is, I think it affected the last 15 seconds of the program.
Whatever it is, it's going to be a tough decision for the judges. And then Sarah Hughes, one of the top skaters in the world, will be out there, the reigning U.S. silver. Back live here in Los Angeles, Sasha Cohen lighting up the screen. She just lit up the building, too, waiting for her marks.
Now look at this double axel. Watch the right leg as she steps up into that. She didn't hawk that leg right by the land, by the 2 legs together. I'm so excited I can't see straight on this thing. It's so wonderful to see somebody lift well into a double axel, and it's tough. But look here at this triple flip. Now again, wonderful height, stretch point, but right here when she does this double loop, it's a double and not a triple, and I even think she double-footed the landing of the triple flip. Here on this triple Salchow, she threw this in at the end. Concentration not there. She tapped down with her hand, and it threw her, I think, off balance. There was less excitement, less speed, less energy at the very end of the program.
Take a look at this shot. Michelle with Frank Carroll backstage. The two are no longer together, but certainly
they will always be friends.
And he has said how proud he is to have been a part of her career and how proud he will be if she makes it to the top step of the podium at the Olympics.
He should be.
Now,
done a wonderful job.
This will be close. The first set of marks, 5.6 to 5.8.
Yes, but those were higher than Nikodinov's.
Hey, everyone at home, Tiff, Christy, everyone at school.
Sure, but
I love you.
between Kwan
oh, look. There they are, 5.8, 1.57, and 1.59. She was absolutely exquisite in 99% of that program. The energy, the ballerina, the danceability of it was just, I mean, it would just reached your heart.
Solidly in second place, right behind Michelle Kwan.
Wow.
So it's Kwan, Cohen, and Nikodinov here at the State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships. The ladies' gold medal on the line, as are 3 spots at the Olympic Games. And here is Sarah Hughes, the 16-year-old from Great Neck, New York, the 2001 world bronze medalist. She won the silver last year at Nationals. She's in 3rd, so she does control her own destiny, as they say. If she wins the free skate, she wins the gold medal.
And Sarah has always said, I always go out to win a competition. I never think, hey, maybe I'd like to come in second. So she's really going for a wonderful program here. She really floats over this ice. Beautiful moves, good speed.
Watch the curve up into the air and the curve on the ice. Both steady, and she stepped right into a triple toe loop.
Now coming up a triple combination, triple Salchow, triple loop. Inside edge takeoff. And opened up on that triple loop and just did a single.
The pressure here is enormous, enormous.
She is a good competitor. She has a history of really pulling off wonderful performances under pressure, but this is another level up.
Lutz, double toe.
As a kid, she used to skate during breaks in Rangers games at the Garden. Comes from a large family of 6. Her
Her younger sister, Emily, by the way, finished 11th at the Junior Nationals here in LA.
This move is so beautiful, this inside spiral as she does back threes into this triple loop. Beautiful flowing move there, and very difficult.
That dip at the end of that camel spin is called an illusion, and it's one of the oldest show skating tricks in the business. Beautiful. Triple Lutz jump.
Sarah really feels this music. She said that this year's program, it's all about the beauty of skating, flow, and grace. And I think she really brings a wonderful feeling to this program. And these are outstanding spiral extensions.
Triple toe loop.
Gorgeous number.
She should be
so
very
beautiful.
All of these ladies should be proud of themselves.
And she landed 7 triple jumps. We just counted them up. I mean, that's pretty competitive.
Blowing kisses to the crowd a moment ago. 16 years old, that's it. Can you believe that? We've been watching her for
Very
a long
special,
time.
special young ladies here.
Robin Wagner, her coach, spent so much time together. Sarah Hughes, the reigning world bronze medalist, trying to make the Olympic team and also trying to win the gold medal here. Then, when we come back, it's Ann Patrice McDonough, the 2000 Junior National Champion. Back live here at Staples Center. The ladies' free skate continues. Let's check in with Peter Carruthers.
Sasha, you said you had 4 minutes, 1 chance, and you certainly took advantage of that chance. Tell me about what it was like to go through that great program.
Well, it felt good, and it's really rewarding after being so nervous and all that hard work. And hopefully, I'll be going to the Olympics, and I'm going to keep training hard and try to do an even better program there.
Well, good luck and great job so far.
Thank you so much.
Terry?
An even better program, huh? Hard to imagine. Now, Sarah Hughes waiting for her marks.
And here is a look at her triple Salchow. Triple loop attempt, and she opened up on that second triple. That was an unfortunate mistake because it's a very difficult move, and this was absolutely stunning. This inside spiral, doing the 3 turns up into a triple loop. Very solid, very smooth.
5.7.
When she won the silver medal last year, Sasha Cohen was injured. She did not compete. Here's the first set for technical merit.
And they're pretty solid. It's hard to figure out where the judges that will place her at this point, but they're very high and they're very solid. The next question will come in the presentation mark, and these are not as high as what Sasha Cohen got. And, well, there's the answer. She's currently in 3rd place.
By a 7-2 decision, Sasha Cohen is in 2nd place, and Sarah Hughes is in 3rd. There's Sasha.
Isn't she happy? Isn't she pleased? You see that little smile on her face.
Just a little smile of satisfaction, it looked like.
She's a firecracker, I've got to tell you.
So Michelle Kwan has the lead. Sasha Cohen right now in line for the silver. Sarah Hughes, the bronze. But remember, those standings can be shaken up by the last 2 skaters.
And here's Ann-Patrice McDonough, 16 years of age, from Colorado Springs, currently in 5th place. And remember, Michael Weiss was in 5th after the short program in the men's final and ended up on the podium, and he's going to Salt Lake. Here's the 2001 Junior World Silver Medalist.
She is a very elegant skater. She has a little case of nerves once in a while. Hopefully she can keep her focus.
You never got nervous, did you, Peggy?
Oh, yes, I did. But once you start moving, it gets a little easier.
And Patrice McDonough, a very elegant style. Look at this triple loop, double toe loop. Great. I mean, you know, this is extraordinary quality of technique that's coming out here. I mean, we're seeing some wonderful skating, whether we realize it or not. You can't get used to it, and get. It's just a phenomenal depth of skating that we're seeing here. She has both. All of them have both charm, elegance, style, choreography, and jumping ability, which is the thing that has been singular in the last years.
Combination here, a split jump, she taps in, and triple flip. Hand down.
Now watch the right foot as she did not step up into that as much as she could have, but it was still a successful jump. Lay back, catch foot position.
This next move coming up, this triple Salchow, is her most difficult jump for her. She's been having trouble with this, but not tonight. Good for her. And this spin is called a donut spin. She curls her leg around. Very effective, especially to this music.
Popping that does not help her. Flip jump, double toe.
And that's very difficult at the end of this 4-minute program.
Now watch to see if she centers the spin. You see the circles all being performed one on top of each other. That's good centering. Good stretch. Good catch leg position.
She is absolutely lovely.
Born in Korea, came to the U.S. as a young baby. Still goes to school full-time every day. AP, her friends call her, and she's only 16 years old.
Well, you know, she's a marvelous skater. She has a great deal of athletic ability, good flow, and good position. Now she's got to mature and settle into all of this.
may have lost her focus at the end a little bit of that program, and she'll learn that. Michelle Kwan going after her 6th national title, hanging on and waiting right now. Back in a moment. Meanwhile, Ann Patrice McDonough waiting for her marks. And you talk about being nervous and battling nerves. A 16-year-old in front of better than 18,000 people here at Staples Center. There's a reason to be nervous. Here's the first set.
Well, look at these marks. They're really all right together. The judges are telling her very clearly that they want her in the position that she, well, obviously 5th position. Steady marks right there. Look at that. All 5.5s, 1.56. That's called community of interest.
But they're also giving her a message that they love her style.
Backstage, Sarah Hughes. Well, tears in her eyes. Currently in 3rd place. Obviously had dreams of winning this title. Down to the final skater here.
Skating Club of Boston in Boston, Massachusetts. A warm welcome now for Jennifer Kirk.
Kwan, Cohen, Hughes, your top 3 as Jenny Kirk takes the ice. 17-year-old from Newton, Massachusetts. The top 3, remember, go to Salt Lake City.
This is a very new program for her. She's only had it for like 1 month. But her strength in the past has been her consistency. She's been a real good competitor, and she always keeps her calm.
Wonderful speed going into that. A much better height than she'd had in the practice sessions.
And now this next move coming up, this triple toe, triple toe. If she lands this, she is the only one in this group of ladies that will accomplish this. Nope, she did a double toe as the second jump, but very nicely done.
Good height. Now that was an axel that had trouble because she didn't step up with the free leg, but she completed it, and she's skating brilliantly so far after rather faulty practice sessions. This is nice to see.
Well, she's changed a lot since last year. She has grown 3 inches and added 10 pounds. So she's a different girl this year.
Well, emotionally too, because if you were with us earlier, you know that she lost her mom, Patricia Harris, after a 3-year battle with breast cancer. And the thing she told us was that she's happy in one way because she knows her mom is no longer in pain. She really feels her watching her from above and helping her every day.
Struggle on that.
The shades of Nancy Kerrigan. That's catch spiral. She's coached by Evie and Mary Scotfold, who coached Nancy Kerrigan. Triple Lutz. energy. Good performance.
Isn't that terrific? That's the best she's skated all week long. There have been very faulty practice sessions that looked as though she wasn't going to make it. And how nice to see that this whole thing comes together when it's the most important moment of all.
This is the time to do it, no doubt. Michelle Kwan, though, in line to win her 6th national title. Sasha Cohen in a position to capture her 2nd silver medal at the national championships. We'll come back with the marks for Jenny Kirk in a moment. Back live, Jenny Kirk waving to the folks at home and waiting for her march. Got to be excited. That was terrific.
Oh, she skated so well. She's shown us that she's a competitor.
Look at the marks right there, 5 6s and 5 2s. She really did a wonderful job technically on that program, and there was great style and elegance there too. Her days as a ballerina and a dancer have shown through on this.
Well, she landed 6 triple jumps, the same as Michelle Kwan.
And there are the presentation marks, and you look at the placements from the judges.
Very, very consistent across the barrier in the 5th and 6th places. She ends up in 5th place, and that, I think, does it for her.
Who's on the Olympic team? We know now. Peter Carruthers.
Okay, Terry, our U.S. Olympic team in ladies figure skating, and Sarah Hughes, you're on it. You're going to Salt Lake. What's that like?
It's amazing. It's always been a dream of mine to make the Salt Lake City Olympics, and to be here is it's just fantastic.
Your family was here watching, except missing one, Rebecca.
Yeah, my older sister's on her honeymoon, and everybody else is here, and they're cheering me on, and I love my family, and I'm glad they can all make it.
Okay, Sasha, you had to sit out last season. What a big comeback. The right one to come back for. You're on the Olympic team. Looking forward to Salt Lake?
Yeah, I'm so excited, and I can't really believe it yet. It'll sink in, but I'm just so excited.
Excellent. And Michelle Kwan, you have done this, silenced your critics without a coach. 18,000 people got a great treat. You're going to Salt Lake for the 2nd time. What's it like this time?
It's going to be an amazing experience, just representing the country, going out there and just skating your heart out.
Going to the Olympics, absolutely. You go past Peggy Fleming, Tenley Albright, and Janet Lynn with 6 U.S. titles. How about that?
Do you want me to say something? It's just been a wonderful experience, and this whole week with Nationals being in LA, with the crowd, with my family and friends just cheering me on, it's just been fantastic.
Well, congratulations to all of you. Terry, we have a very strong team going to Salt Lake.
Sure looks like it, Peter, and Peggy is not upset about that at all, that Michelle just passed her. Not at all. Calm down, Peggy, over there.
It's okay.
Look at what Michelle Kwan has been able to do, though, at the Nationals. 1, 2, count them out. 6 national championships, and the other medals, the silvers, in 94, 95, 97. Amazing. Angela Nikodinov, the other side of the story here, just edged out and will not go to Salt Lake. Hughes, Cohen, and Kwan, you're left out.
He's a disappointing 5th after the short program. Matt Savoy enjoyed his best skate this year. He's in 3rd and could be Salt Lake bound. Todd Eldridge last won gold at Nationals in '98. Now he's tied for the lead. Could he become the first man to regain this title 3 times? Defending champ Timothy Gable thinks not. He's been driven by 1 goal, an Olympic berth. 4.5 minutes to a lifelong dream. The men's free skate is live next.
And a live look now high above the City of Angels on a gorgeous night on the West Coast. Rush hour traffic still in full force here in and around the downtown area in LA as we welcome you back to the Staples Center for our coverage of the 2002 State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships. The men are about to skate for the gold medal. Terry Gannon along with Dick Button and Peter Carruthers. Here are your standings after the short program. For the first time in memory, we've got a tie at the top. Eldridge and Gable both in 1st place. Then it's Matt Savoy in 3rd. The youngster, Johnny Weir, just ahead of Michael Weiss, who's got a lot of work to do if he's going to make the Olympic team. Remember, the top 3 go to the Olympics. And on the ice warming up, a look at the reigning U.S. national champion, Timothy Gable, the first man ever to do 3 quads in one program. Dick?
Well, you know, those quads are really like gilt-edged trophies. He can knock them off one hand tied behind his back. And although he's improved somewhat in the overall presentation picture, he still has to bring alive what the choreographers are giving him.
How about Todd Eldridge now, trying to win his 6th national title, trying to go to the Olympics for the 3rd time in his career?
Well, you know, he's the fastest spinner of all. He has speed and attack, and he knows how to build climaxes in programs. His edges are forceful, but he hasn't yet produced consistently a quadruple jump, and that's a big gap to overcome.
And how about the steady one, the man who's often forgotten when you talk about the top American skaters? Matt Savoy stood on the podium last year at Nationals.
Well, he's inventive and he's creative, and he has, you know, he skates with steadiness and great respect. I mean, sometimes you just kind of wish he'd loosen up and let it all hang out.
And Johnny Weir, the 17-year-old, in this mix, a great opportunity for him.
He's an up-and-comer. You know, he's already proven himself on the international scene. He's got very long line. He's got good technique, and best of all, he's a very musical skater.
And everyone has wondered what's happened to Michael Weiss. He's won this title twice. He stood on the podium at the World Championships twice, but he's really struggled.
Well, you know, he's a hard worker with a theatrical flair, but he's never been truly consistent with his triple axels or with a quadruple, and therein lies the downfall.
Working with us, of course, the '84 Olympic silver medalist, Peter Carruthers. Let's get a report from Peter.
Well, Terry, I talked to Todd Eldridge earlier today, and he said that he's felt really good in practice so far this week. He said he's going to do the quadruple toe loop in the free program. He said the only reason he might take it out is if he doesn't feel good in the warm-up. But for Todd Eldridge, his other concern is he hasn't done the quad much, so if he hits it, he told me that I don't want to get overexcited and make a mistake after that. The other scenario is if he falls, he has to forget about it and just move on from there. But the main thing to remember here is that he's trying to keep alive his Olympic dream to skate to the Olympics and stand on the podium. So there's a lot at stake for Todd Eldridge, who's trying to win his 6th U.S. title. Very impressive, Terry.
All right, Peter, it's the only medal that he hasn't captured throughout his career. Here's the order in which they'll skate and their ages. Michael Weiss will lead things off, 25 years of age, from Fairfax, Virginia. Then Matt Savoy, Derek Delmore is in this final group. Then it's Gable and Eldridge back to back, and the 17-year-old Johnny Weir following the 30-year-old veteran. So we're set to go here. And Dick, you've had a chance to watch the warm-up a little bit. What are your final thoughts?
Well, I got to tell you, it's a wonderful combination of talents, of different kinds of styles, and of athletic ability. And the way they can pull this together and put it together under the pressure of a judge's eye, I mean, it continuously mind boggles me. You remember, they're only on an 1/8 of an inch wide blade, and they're doing all these multiple revolutions. It's fascinating for me to see it.
3 men in this field, in this group, who have won national championships. Live coverage of the men's free skate. The gold medal on the line, and those 3 spots, the ticket straight to Salt Lake City. The top 3 will go, and Michael Weiss in 5th place has to make a comeback here. It is possible for him to do it, though. If he finishes 2nd or higher, he'll clinch that 3rd spot. He can finish lower if other things happen and still make the team.
He represents the Washington Figure Skating Club in Alexandria, Virginia. A warm welcome, please, for
Now, one of the
Michael
things you're going to have
Weiss.
to watch with Michael Weiss is his quadruple jump. He will go a long way in securing his place on if he can do that quadruple toe at the opening of the program. He's had a wonderful one in practice. I mean, I saw him do a brilliant one, and yet he's just had problems when he gets into the actual competition.
And in the past, he has saved his best performances for the big events. There he is.
Well, let's hope it comes here. Move, if it's going to happen, is coming right here. Just doesn't reach back far enough. What can I tell you? It just isn't there, and that's an enormous problem, enormous gap. The next most difficult combination is this triple axel coming up. Remember that most treacherous forward edge. Watch, triple toe loop rather, quadruple toe loop. Triple toe, quadruple toe loop, and a triple toe loop.
So he misses the quad right off the bat and then comes back.
But you see what he did was he changed the order of his skating, and he did that right as he's going into it, as he's thinking. He's changing his thinking. That's really tough. Now see what this move is, a triple loop.
Because he finished 4th at Nationals last season and because of the struggles recently, Michael actually had to go to the Eastern Sectionals to qualify. He won there, and that's how he earned his trip to Nationals.
Now look at this move. Here's a triple axel forward edge. Hand on the ice. Not a good clean jump. Again, leaning backwards, leaning not forward into the jump. Now watch this. Triple axel again, double toe.
Michael has always put a high premium on conditioning, but he's lost 15 pounds in the last month and a half or so, trying to get slimmer and get better spring on his jumps from that. It's down to about 150 now.
There's a very dramatic flair to him. He steps into this triple salchow. What he calls a Mike Pike. Triple Lutz jump, back outside edge. Again, he's just not. The O-line is stand up straight, and 90% of your problems will go away. That's an easy way to say it, but it's the truth. Back scratch spin.
Disappointing. He really had to make a run to come from behind. Audrey Wiziger, his coach, on the left side of your screen. There's Michael's wife, Lisa. Obviously disappointed. The effort's been there, but the form just hasn't been. And that's been true over the last year and a half or so. Last year, it was because of injuries, stress fracture in his foot, but this year, he just hasn't skated well. When we come back here at Staples Center, live, the men's free skate underway. Michael Weiss obviously disappointed with his effort.
Well, you know, I guess he should be very proud, though, for this move right here. This quadruple toe loop, triple toe loop combination. Look at the toe pick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now watch the 2 feet. He doubled it. He 2-footed it just slightly, but then pulled off a triple. And, you know, that's a successful move right there. This triple axel just really had problems. He was leaning way before he got up into the air, right from the start. And that was the problem with that move.
Now, there'll be 2 sets of marks, as always. The first one is for technical merit in the free skate, and there's the range, 5.5 to 5.7.
Well, you know, those are very good marks for the first of this last group of skaters for technical merit, particularly when they had those major mistakes in it. So he should be pleased with that.
And now the second set is for presentation in the 5.7, 5.8 range.
Yeah, those are very consistently steady at 5.7, 5.8.
So Weiss, the 2-time U.S. champion, not out of the thick of things quite yet.
By no means. By no means.
So Matt Savoy is on the ice next. The 21-year-old from Peoria, Illinois. Full-time student at Bradley University. And actually taking 15 hours of classes this semester while trying to make the Olympics. In 3rd place after the short program, the reigning bronze medalist.
Already you see edging into this triple loop. Concentration on the design of the edges, the sweep of them, the curve of them. This combination, a triple axel first. Oh, brother. After some brilliant performances that we've seen with the ladies so far, I hate to see these mistakes.
Remember, the free skate worth 2/3 of the overall score for the men. 4.5 minutes long.
There's such a tight race here that any mistake can be disaster. Triple Salchow. Even here in this camel spin combination, watch first into a back sit spin. Now look at the stretch of the catch foot position there. Flip. Now watch the turn, the stretch, the toe pick, triple flip, and again a triple toe. Triple flip, triple toe, wonderful combination.
You know, Todd Eldridge has had to deal with the question time and again, when are you going to be able to do the quad consistently? And Matt Savoy has had to deal with it too. He told reporters his first day here in Los Angeles, look, I was injured over the summer, had a pulled groin muscle, I couldn't work on the quad, you're just not going to see it here. I'm going to go out and skate as well as I can without it.
Spread eagle. Now watch him step right up into that triple axel. That's a tough entrance to do, a really tough one. You don't see anybody else with a variation like that camel spin. Look at this as he moves in these very complicated steps. Hydra blade position. Now watch him step right up without putting the other foot down into that triple Lutz jump. Again, a very tough entrance to that. Final combination move. Combination spin, first to camel. Now watch him go into a half-sitting position, crossed arms, stretched leg, very beautiful position. Back camel, back sit spin. Now watch him into cannonball position, a catch leg position.
I'm worn out just listening to all that.
I gotta tell you, I mean, I just get off the edge of the chair. I want them to do so well. I want them all to do so well. And it's such a tough scene to pull off these jumps, to pull off these very difficult things, and you know, all at the second that it's called for.
We'll have to wait and see. Michael Weiss is doing the same. He's backstage watching on a monitor as Matt Savoy leaves the ice. We'll come back with his marks in a moment. And then it's Derek live with coverage of the men's free skate. Matt Savoy awaiting his marks.
Yeah. Now look at this as he steps into this triple axel right here, up into the air, already leaning heavily at the end, back where he's coming from and not into the jump. And in this Hydra blade move, watch how he sweeps from that low position, stays right on the same edge, and does a beautiful triple Lutz. Now that was sensational.
Had a terrific year last season, making the Grand Prix final, making the podium at Nationals. Did not make the Grand Prix final this season, and those technical merit marks, 5.4, the low mark, Dick.
Well, you know, but they're pretty consistent right across the thing, within a very 2 to 3 tenths of a point between them. That's pretty steady judging.
And the presentation marks, 5.5, and those are lower than Michael Weiss's. So Matt Savoy is currently in second place overall behind Weiss. So new life perhaps for the two-time U.S. champion as we continue live here at Staples Center in L.A. The State Farm U.S. Figure Skating Championships, not only contending for the gold medal, but also those 3 spots on the Olympic team. Here's the 23-year-old from Fort Washington, Maryland, Derek Delmore, the '98 World Junior champ. Last year, he placed 10th at the National Championships.
Now, he's had a history of having some very dramatic skating and also of not being able to pull up and perform at his peak in competition. We'll see how it works here. Going into this triple Lutz combination. Look, wonderful spring on that. Wonderful lift. Did you see that? Now, if he's going to do it, it will be a quad sulk out right here. And he fell out of it. It's a wonderful one in practice. Didn't work here.
He's had a number of injuries over the past season, some back injuries, a pinched nerve, also strains in both of his hip flexors, which really limited his practice time.
That triple axel again, that forward edge. You don't step up into it, lead into it, jump up the stairs, so to speak. You're just not going to make it. That triple flip had wonderful spring to it. Double foot at the landing, fell out of it.
Derek earned his way here by finishing second at the Eastern Sectionals. It's one of the things that a lot of people love about the Nationals. It's not an elite invitational. If you're good enough, you can earn your way here. Perhaps the most democratic of all the events that we attend throughout the year.
Now watch again at this forward edge into this triple axel. Did you see the swing of that edge going into it? But he landed it, and that's all, I guess, that counts. Or certainly a lot of what counts.
Top contenders to come, Gable and Eldridge, both tied after the short program, along with Johnny Weir, the 17-year-old.
Loop jump, back outside edge on the right foot.
Mentioned earlier that he graduated from Stanford, a double major, actually. Names like Paul Wiley, Debbie Thomas have done that. The man seated right next to me, Dick Button, of course, did that. How difficult is that? We don't see it very often today.
It's because the competitive season is so much longer now. It's so disastrous having to go through all of the Grand Prix events, the required Pro-Am events, the Nationals, the 4 continents, the Worlds. I mean, it just goes on and on.
You had what? The Nationals, the Worlds, and perhaps the Olympics?
And the Olympics, and once the European Championships, and the occasional North American Championship. A much simpler schedule. Allowed you to breathe. Death drop into a back sit spin. His energy really not sustaining fully through the end of the program. You got to remember that the last thing you skate is the first thing the judges remember. So it's really crucial to be, you know, hot as a pistol on the last minute of the program, or the last half minute in particular, if you can.
The music, your energy, everything building up towards the end. Derek Delmore, a bit of a disappointment here in the free skate. Up next, the man who owns this title right now, Timothy Gable, the reigning champ, won a bronze medal at the Grand Prix final. He's ranked 3rd in the world. He'll take the ice after this from our ABC stations. Back live, Timothy Gable, the reigning U.S. champ who trains just down the road from here. El Segundo, set to go next. As soon as we get the scores for Derek Delmore. And the first set for technical merit, there they are, 4.9. You don't want to see one in the 4s.
Well, you see, there are a couple of mistakes in there, and that's what the problem was. And he really wasn't his best performance by any means.
Shirley Hughes, his first and only coach. Presentation marks now 5.1 up to 5.6, Dick.
And, you know, what can I tell you? They fluctuate according to the performance that's been given, the technical performance, and therein lies the problem.
So one of the favorites now set to go. He and Eldridge are tied. Here is Timothy Gable. It's Michael Weiss who's looking pretty good at the moment. Matt Savoy behind him in second. Remember, the top 3 go to the Olympics. But here's Gable, the 21-year-old, originally from Rolling Meadows, Illinois. A couple of years ago, he lived in Cleveland. The Nationals were there. Now he lives here. The Nationals are here. Maybe he's going to Dallas next year.
Well, let's hope he moves to Salt Lake.
Exactly.
The music, An American in Paris, George Gershwin. Warm-up jump of a triple Lutz. Preparation for the first of his quadruple jumps. A combination Salchow triple toe loop right here. How do you like that? Pretty spiffy, eh? Woo!
With ease.
Ease, so it's just like floats. Spread eagle, now watch him step up right into this triple axel. Double toe loop. The entrance there makes it really tough. Combination spin.
After his win last year at Nationals, Timothy went on to finish 4th at the World Championships behind Yevgeny Plushenko, Alexei Yagudin, and Todd Eldridge. Is he at the level where he can compete with those guys at the Olympics?
Oh, absolutely. I think without a doubt, but I mean, his quadruples are just magnificent. Look at this one coming up. Now watch him go from into this quadruple toe, loop, turn, step. Ah! After I prepare for it, alert you to it, it misses. Those things are always treacherous, but his consistency has been great. Axel, neat, clean, just the nicest flowing out edge, all on a nice arch, nice curve of the circle, really just wonderful. Sit spin, combination back camel. He's planned another quadruple jump right here, a quadruple Salchow. But that wasn't, it was only a triple. But he's already done one and fallen on one, so that's not to be sloughed off. Now that preparation, that entrance to that triple flip was very lackluster, very sort of unimpressive. Back hydroblade move. Watch him step up and right up on the triple loop jump. And the back stretch. Well, I've got to tell you, you know, it's some wonderful elements there, but there were some major mistakes too. And it seemed as though at the end that the kind of the impact of the whole thing sort of, you know, began to fall down a little bit. And it wasn't the sparkling performance that I would have liked to have seen him have.
Certainly some room at the top. Frank Carroll had a smile on his face a moment ago, and Timothy Gable, the arm pump and the broad smile as he left the ice. A standing ovation here in Staples Center. Back live here in the men's free skate. Timothy Gable, the crowd just now settling in after his performance.
Now look at this quadruple Salchow right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Land perfect, not a wibble, not a wobble on that edge as he steps up into the triple toe. But here on this quadruple toe loop, it's another story. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now watch the feet as he lands right there. The foot turns out. He's over on an edge, and he can't sustain it. Brilliant revolution in the air, though, he has. Just brilliant.
There's Frank Carroll, former coach of Michelle Kwan, of course, now coaching Angela Nikodinov and Timothy Gable, among others. How much do you think he'll pay for those mistakes?
Well, I don't think he'll pay a lot for them here because the audience is all for him, the judges are all for him, and they want to present him as one of the top American skaters. So I don't think he'll pay a lot for them.
Well, I think you're right because we're looking at them right now. Look how high those are. Look at the 5.9.
You can't, well, there's no mandatory deductions in the free skating performance. So therefore, it's just how the judges view him in connection with all the other skaters.
And with those presentation marks, Timothy Gable, all first place ordinals from the judges.
But the interesting thing is you note that the presentation marks are lower, and that's the way it should be. He kind of slowed down a little bit through that and lost the impact.
Frank Carroll said, great. So here we go. The gold medal most likely comes down to this. Gable with the lead over Michael Weiss and Matt Savoy as Todd Eldridge takes the ice, the 30-year-old from Chatham, Massachusetts, who now trains just outside of Detroit. Can he win his 6th U.S. national title? 3 spots available for the men at the Olympics. Right now, Michael Weiss looks pretty good for one of those spots. But remember, Johnny Weir, the youngster, still to come. But here is Eldridge.
You know, I think the audience also respects the fact that he's been a hard worker, that he's stuck with it, that he's continued to fight, he hasn't given up, and that he's had, you know, great competitive spirit all the way through. He's a fine young fellow in that case.
You've got to admire his perseverance.
Ah. Big move for him is whether he can provide that quadruple jump. It's right here at the opening if he's going to do it, unless he changes the procedure in the mind. But here it is no triple salchow. Now he's changed the order of his skating, which he's perfectly free to do. Speed that he has coming into this, and this a triple axel, triple toe, double toe rather. Wonderful edging going into that perfect curve of the arc. Triple Lutz jump.
He would become the oldest U.S. Olympic skater since Roger Turner back in 1934, and the oldest U.S. champ since Roger Turner. One journalist the other day called him a dependable pair of loafers that never goes out of style.
That's a wonderful description. Note the solidity of the edge there. The circles turning on the ice, one on top of the other, not traveling. Not moving across the ice. See, he elected not to do a quadruple, not to try one, trying, I think, to hold and maintain the perfect position of his performance without the quadruple. Now, unless he sneaks one in here, I think we will not see a quadruple in this performance.
Is that a good decision?
It's his decision. It's a perfectly acceptable one, although he's got to come to grips with doing a quadruple if he's going to win an Olympic gold medal. A loop, a triple loop jump, triple toe loop. Wonderful combination. Death drop. Combination now, first a triple flip. Oh, and you see how curved it was. A triple flip should be a straight line. This was curved. The result, it flipped him off the lean, and he never got into the second part of that combination, of what he had originally planned for that combination. Another triple axel, forward edge. Oh, see how the curve of the outflow comes? It's just nice and neat and clean. No wrenching from an inside to an outside edge. Perfect balance on that. Triple Salchow. Straight line footwork. This has got to go from one end of the rink to the other. It's got to have movements in both directions, both to the right and to the left.
Gable may have had the crowd in his hands, but so does Eldridge.
Split jump. And now watch this, a final combination speed. Look at the speed of this. Look at the way he centers the circles on the ice. Good back sit spin, cannonball position. Straight up, back scratch spin, hands over the head, watch him rise. Wonderful back speed to it. Good for you, Todd Eldridge, good for you.
Everyone on their feet.
Not his greatest performance, not his best, but awfully nice, awfully good.
His 17th trip to the national championships. First on the novice level, then the junior level, 12 trips on the senior level. Can you split them, Dick? Who do you like, Gable or Eldridge here?
Well, I would be happy to give you my opinion, but it would take a long time to explain it, so I'm not going to do it.
We'll wait and see. Most important opinion, of course, that of the judges. But remember, there's one more man left to skate here in the free skating. He's only 17 years of age. He could shake things up at the top. Johnny Weir, 6th last year, trying 5. Todd Eldridge said the other day he's got 5 titles. He wants a 6-pack. Now, remember how close it was after the short program. They were tied at the top.
And look at this triple Salchow right here. The back inside edge right there. 1, 2, 3 turns. Perfect position on the landing. Straight up, very nice. Wonderful, clean arch coming out. But look at this triple flip. See how he curves it. It's almost like a Salchow on the other foot. And I think that's one of the reasons why he fell so far out of it and was unable to sustain the landing edge.
Who needs a quad, right?
Well, I'll tell you something. You asked me before which one would I give it to, and I'll tell you right now, I'd give it to Todd Eldridge because he had 7 triples and to 7 triples for Gable with 1 quad, but he had much better spins. Well, he had much better musical interpretation.
Let's see, technical merit marks. Now the presentation marks, all 5.9. Here's one for the old guys. Todd Eldridge, at the age of 30, has the lead over Timothy Gable, who walks off backstage.
Well, I tell you, I'm glad I was able to come out with that prediction beforehand.
After almost 2 years away, Dickey came back last year with one thing in mind, to get back to the Olympic team. As you look at the Olympic champion from '92, Kristi Yamaguchi, with tears in her eyes. I think Todd's got tears in his eyes right now. He's going back to Salt Lake. He's got the lead right now.
Well, he is such a competitor. He has that marvelous ability to keep going and to fight and not let anything interrupt the one direction that he has in life, and that is to be an important and great skater. And it's fascinating to see.
Hey, guess what? We're not done yet. Eldridge with the lead over Gable. But Michael Weiss is in 3rd place right now. The top 3 go to Salt Lake, so he's on the bubble at the moment because Johnny Weir is the final skater here, and he was in 4th place after the short program. The 17-year-old, originally from Lancaster, Pennsylvania, now lives and trains in Newark, Delaware.
His opening combination, a triple Lutz, triple toe. Triple Lutz, double toe. Very steady move. He's a solid skater. This a combination, triple axel first. Triple toe loop in which he crossed on, didn't unhinge, took him down.
Johnny Weir still completing his high school requirements by taking correspondence courses. Plans to graduate this spring.
Line footwork, not particularly inventive or fast enough or unusual enough to stand him in particularly good stead. The jumps and so forth, the technique though, really first rate. Somehow I think this static movements here in the middle of the program are not going to help him much. Triple axel. Beautiful jump, beautiful. These moves reflecting the Chinese character of the music. That was a double loop and not a triple loop. Salchow, triple, very nice. This music is all background music from Chinese films like The Puppet Master and The Spirit of the Peacock. To be honest with you, I don't think it's helping him a lot.
In what way, Dick?
Final move here, a combination spin. Running threes, back sit spin. Because it doesn't have like a real beginning, middle, and end. It's not dramatic impact, but that's my opinion. Look at this final spin.
Not what he wanted. The 17-year-old with a golden opportunity. This is great experience for him. Johnny Weir, who was in fourth after the short. So on the bubble, Michael Weiss, he watched that backstage with his wife. He's waiting to see if he's going to make the Olympic team. He's in third right now. If he stands on the podium, he'll go. A nervous time. Todd Eldridge being congratulated by Timothy Gable. Back in a moment. Back live, Johnny Weir finished 6th last year. He was in 4th after the short program. The first set of marks, 5.3 up to 5.6. Those are lower than those
of Michael Weiss.
Well, they're also consistent. They're quite low, and he just didn't sparkle. He didn't give it the zing that they need to present him, you know, as the leading Olympic team member.
These would have to be much higher, and they are not.
Look at that. Oh, look at that.
So Weir was in 4th. He drops to 5th place, and your Olympic team is set. Todd Eldridge, Timothy Gable, Michael Weiss, they're standing by with Peter Carruthers right now. Peter.
All right, this is the Olympic team right here. Michael Weiss, a bold comeback for you. That quad toe, you put it in there and it worked.
That's the first time in my life I've ever done that before. I did it and I pulled it off. I don't know how. I just wanted to do 2 axles. I wanted to come back strong and make this Olympic team. That was my #1 goal, and gosh, we couldn't have a stronger team than with these 3 guys right here.
Well, you've done that. Timmy, not your best, but still you're going to the Olympics. You got to be happy.
Yeah, I'm thrilled. This will obviously be my first Olympic Games, and that's really been my goal all season. You know, I skated really well. I think all season I felt really good, and every competition's a little better, so hopefully in a few months things will be better.
Absolutely. And Todd Eldridge, you get your 6th U.S. title. How's that feeling about now?
Feels great. You know, like I said, it's kind of a struggle out there tonight, but you know, I fought through it, and you know, to come out with a 6th title just feels awesome.
Well, congratulations to all of you. And right now, let's go upstairs to Terry Gannon. Terry.
All right, Peter, that is a pretty strong U.S. Olympic team right there. They'll make a run in Salt Lake City. Todd Eldridge, the oldest man since Roger Turner, who was 32 in 1934 to win the U.S. title. Back with some final thoughts in a moment. Back live, Todd Eldridge wins his 6th U.S. title. He won his first title when he was 18 years old. Now he's 30. Timothy Gable captures the silver, and Michael Weiss able to hold on for 3rd place to win the bronze and to make the U.S. Olympic team. But you look at some of the other names here that competed at nationals. For Eldridge, yeah, as good as gold. 6 gold medals and 2 silver medals in 12 trips to the senior nationals, right behind Dick Button and Roger Turner, who have 7. How impressed are you with what Eldridge has been able to do? Excuse me.
You know, he's really a tough competitor. I mean, I respect him tremendously. He did 7 triples, so he didn't do a quad. That's a little bit of a downer compared to Timothy Gable. But his spins were the best, his speed was the fastest, his attack was the greatest. I think it was the right decision, clearly, and I'm pleased as punch for him. You know, it really gives him a justification for what he's put into this sport.
10 seconds, your thoughts on the U.S. Olympic team?
Well, I think it's a very strong one. They've got a wide variety of talents, and it'll be a very impressive showing in Salt Lake.
So the men wrap things up here in Los Angeles. Don't forget, the ladies come your way Saturday.